Flying with an infant is hard enough. Add to that the boatload of equipment and the needs of a G-tube child, and things get crazy quick. Hold on. Take a deep breath. I got you. Let's rewind and start from the beginning. First thing you need to do is make a list. This is very important, especially with all that's on your mind. You don't need the added stress of trying to remember every detail. So make sure you write down everything that's in this video and add your own twist to it to make it work for you. 2 days before your flight, call TSA and the airline you'll be flying and inform them of your child's needs. Ask them what to expect. Each airline has their own set of rules in addition to those of TSA. Always double check online or by calling in. TSA Cares has a disability notification card online which you can fill out. You describe your child's medical condition and print it out to show the agents. They usually know what this paper is for. Print out any relevant policies from TSA's or the airline's website, such as rules regarding formula or medication. Although I was fortunate to never have been questioned about the supplies I was taking, I always have supportive articles ready just in case. You can also ask for assistance to get you through checkpoints. A signed letter from a doctor is helpful. It should explain your child's diagnosis, their need for medical equipment and supplies, and medications he or she is currently taking. A carry-on is super important to pack all of your relevant medical and not medical needs for your kid during the flight. Bring along a preferably larger size backpack with plenty of pockets to stuff. I like backpacks because they're easier to place under the seats and easier to just throw over your shoulder when you're ready to head out. I will list a few items that I think are a must-have for your carry-on. You can always add to it or take away, customize it for you. First item are these 2x2 split gauzes, which I use to cover the area around the G-tube. I pack a few extra syringes of different sizes. These are 10 ml syringes for medications or tube flushes. Next, I take along ready-made formula. They come in 60 ml increments, so I take enough to feed her during the entire trip, including wait areas as well as a little extra. These are sealed bottles, so TSA doesn't have issues with them. I also take sealed bottles of sterile water. I don't normally use these on a daily basis, but these are allowed by TSA. I use them for flushes, or if I'm bringing along powdered formula, I use the water for mixing it up. It's also very convenient. Another type of syringe I bring are these 60 ml syringes that I use to bolus feed Haniya on the flight if she needs. I also use them to vent her tube. It's always good to have too much rather than too less of certain items. I like to pack a few washcloths to clean up any spills or capture any spit-ups. Any good absorbent ones will do. Definitely pack extra extension tubes. We use the Mickey Y-port and clamp set. I have lost tubes or I've had times where a brand new extension tube turned out to be defective and it would end up coming loose during feeds. Having a few extra is key. An emergency tube kit is essential. I was able to have an entire kit supplied in a box set like this, but if you aren't able to have your insurance or a DME company cover it, you can always DIY your own set. The kit comes with a guide to place a new button. Be well versed in the steps taken to change it out. You don't want your first time to be on an airplane. The box has a sterile kit with all of the essentials you'll need. Haniya has a 14 French G-tube with a length of 1.5 centimeters. The sizes can vary from child to child. The kit includes all of the important items. The first one is a 35 ml syringe, which is used to flush the extension tube to check for proper placement. A 6 ml syringe is used to inflate or deflate the balloon in the Mickey. An extension tube for bolus feed with a straight connector, an extension tube for continuous feed with a right angle Y-port and clamp, and finally the kit includes a Mickey G-tube with a silicone balloon and some gauze pads. To insert the button, you will need lubricant jelly. Make sure you use a water-soluble lubricant and you don't force the button into the stoma. It should gently glide in. I can make a separate video on changing a tube. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like one. I always pack a roll of paper tape. If you tape down the tube to your child's stomach, I recommend using this one. I find these to be gentler on the skin than other types I've tried. It's also easier to tear off a piece to use, so you don't need scissors. Lastly, pack an extra set of clothes for your child and yourself in case of mishaps. I always bring a one-piece footed onesie, which takes care of an entire outfit without taking too much space. The pump and its parts will also fit in your carry-on unless you bolus feed your child, in which case you can pack them into your check bag. I use a modified pack for my pump. It has an attached hook that can hold the feeding bag and the pump upright when hooked onto an IV pole. The bag is just deep enough to allow the kangaroo pump to fit inside nice and snug. Don't forget to pack the charger in as well. It can fit in with the pump in the same bag. In the clear pocket, I place all of the articles and the letters that I printed so that it's easy to pull out during security checkpoints. Then, the bag is easily zipped up and compressed to take up less space. The type of feeding bags you pack will depend on the type of pump you use. Either the kangaroo pump, which use these purple bags, or the infinity pump. The number you take will depend on the length of your stay. I pack a few extra bags in my carry-on. Always plan for the unexpected. This is our portable IV pole. The thing I love about this is how it can be folded up to take up so much less space than a traditional pole. The wheels can be easily pushed out, and the pole can also be easily adjusted in height. It is perfect. Packing medications can be tricky, especially if you have tons of them to take with you. Plan to give your child medications prior to leaving for the airport if you can. This makes it less hectic at the airport. I like to label the caps with a single letter to make it easier to identify. Take multiple syringes with you and label the tops with the corresponding letter of the medication. You can pre-draw the medications and use a stopper to prevent leaks. I place all of my syringes in a plastic Ziploc bag to keep them in place. Again, take extra syringes if you can. I use this insulated bag that I previously used for breast milk while traveling. If your medications need to be stored at a certain temperature, you can place an ice pack to help keep the medication cool. I pack my medications in my carry-on because of the possibility of the airline losing my luggage, which can lead to disastrous consequences. Pack your syringes in the bag as well. Also, I keep a prescription of all of the medications from my doctor in the same bag. If I'm stopped at security and questioned about the medications I'm bringing, I can show them the doctor's prescription. With all of your G-tube necessities to pack, it's easy to forget baby essentials. You'll need baby shampoo, body lotion, face lotion, thermometer, lip balm, Tylenol, and baby nail clippers. Pack them all in a small, cute pouch and you're ready to go. Some important things to bring along: diapers and wipes, of course, bottles to mix your formula, gauze pads and Tegaderm if needed, extra 60 ml syringes, and paper tape. I place all of these into a zippered bag where I know I can reach for these when I land. Pack according to your length of stay and your child's needs, like taking along their favorite book or favorite toy. In your check bag, take along formula, the essentials bag, tiny necessities bag, an emergency tube kit, extra bags, and whoops, I forgot to add extension tubes to the bag. Remember, check bags with medical supplies are usually not charged by airlines, so keep these separate from your regular luggage. And don't forget the portable IV pole. An important item I'd like to mention is the Chicco Bravo KeyFit stroller and car seat combo, which made traveling so much easier. The car seat can be snapped off and the base easily folded with one hand by simply lifting it up. This makes traveling alone so easy. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up sign and subscribe button. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Thanks, I'll see you on the next one.